Alright. I am now reviewing Eyes Like Stars by Lisa Mantchev. I don't know what the title of the series is called, but I also like the cover of it. This is the character, the main character. And at the beginning of the book, she dyes her hair blue, and then she puts like black tips, which I really like. Like, I was thinking about dyeing my hair red with black tips, and I'm like, I want to know what that would look like. And so I looked up like hair, red hair with black tips, and all I could see was black hair with red tips. And I'm like, no, that's so original. Like, not original. Like, unoriginal. Like, that's like, what about red hair with black tips? Like, that's, but would that look weird? Or, but with the blue hair with the black tips, that looks nice. So I would think that red hair and black tips. But I don't know. Maybe I should get red, because I'm thinking about getting black and red dreads. But maybe I should get red dreads and then dye the ends of them black. I don't know. But this is another book I reread. I read it a few times, and I try to get into it a lot before, but I couldn't really get into it because it's a really different type of book than what I'm used to. It's like a stage play, kind of. Like, it's a book, but it's also like based on stage plays and stuff. So inside the book, all her world's a stage. Beatrice Shakespeare Smith is not an actress, yet she lives in a theater. She's not an orphan, but she has no parents. She knows every part, but she has no lines of her own. Until now. Enter stage right. Nate, dashing pirate, will do anything to protect Birdie, as she's known at the theater. Cobweb, moth, mustard seed, and peas blossom. 4 tiny and incredibly annoying fairies, Birdie's sidekicks. Ariel, which is my favorite character. Seductive air spirit and Birdie's weakness. The symbol of impending doom. Birdie, our heroine. Welcome to the Theater Illuminata, where the characters of every play ever written can be found behind the curtain. They were born to play their parts and are bound to the theater by the book, an ancient and magical tome of scripts, not spirits. Oh my God, I'm tired. Why? Birdie is not one of them, but they are her family, and she is about to lose them all, and the only home she has ever known. Lisa Mantchev, the author, has written a debut novel that is dramatic, romantic, and there's a piece of tape right here I can't read. And witty, with an irresistible and irreverent cast of characters who are sure to enchant the audience. Open curtain. Open curtain, and then the play. So then you open the book and then you read it. Here's the back of the book. There are stars in her eyes, said Birdie's mother with a shiver. She'll have magic enough because of those cursed things. Verena took Birdie's mother by the chin, twisting her face to study her closely. Your stars are still there, faint, but there. She will want a life greater than this. I did too, a long time ago, said Birdie's mother. But that life, you know as well as I do, that it's not all roses and curtain calls and champagne and opening night. its ugliness and filth and greed. The bright lights mask the sorrow, but the sorrow is still there. I don't wish that for her. The mistress of revels sat back, her expression solemn. Will you try to keep her from it, good wife? Will you tie her to the laundry line with your apron strings? Hobble her at the knees, crush her soul, and break her spirit to keep her safe? Bertie's mother rocked, trying to comfort herself as well as the child in her arms. Will she be happy? So, Susan Collins, the author of The Hunger Games, actually reviewed this book. All the world's a stage in Lisa Mantchev's innovative tale, Eyes Like Stars. Magical stagecraft, unmanageable fairies, and a humorous cast of classical characters form the backdrop of this imaginative coming of age. So, it did take me a while to get into the book because for me personally, it's not the type of thing that I usually read. But once you do get into it, it's really good. It's a really good book. My favorite character personally was Ariel because I'm into that kind of like bad boy type vibe. But he's not really a bad boy. He's just, you know how like the villain always makes a little bit of sense. But he's not the villain. I mean, kind of. He's not a bad person. He's just for the he's the cause of the problem of the book. But he's very relatable character. I never could relate or get into the character of Nate. Never. There's a big twist, like every other book that I've read. There's a big twist. I'm like, oh shit. I had already read it like a couple of times, so I already knew what the twist was. But you will not see it coming. You will not see it coming at all. I don't think, at least. There is no hints because even the person themselves doesn't know. And there's a lot of people. It's about Birdie's mother. And there's a lot of people who are motherly instincts who it could be. And so there's a lot of like, maybe it could be this person, maybe it could be this person, but the last person that you would think is her mother. And that's probably giving it away. But it's not the first or the second person that you're going to guess. And I'm excited to find out who her dad is because I've only ever read the first book, but it's a series. And I'm so upset that I've never read the other books. But I don't like reading the second book. I feel like if I have already forgotten the first book because I'm reading other books and then I'm like, shit, I haven't read that book in a while. I can't read the second book. I have to read the first book again and then read the second book. So that's why I've never been able to read the second book. But I think in the second book, they will find out who her dad is. And her dad is a really big character. Which I don't even know yet. But some sort of sea character. I'm thinking I might know. It might be like something like Poseidon or something, honestly. But, that kind of gives it away too. Shit. About who a mother could be. Well, I'm going to make a disclaimer. We'll have spoilers. So it's not easy. This book is not easy to get into at first. For me, at least. But, once I did. So, 3 stars for being able to drag me into it eventually. being able to pull me in eventually. Automatically 3 stars. The character development is very, very obvious. Very straightforward character development. I think it is her debut novel, so it's kind of like, what do you need to do? What does a book need to be a story? Oh, you need character development. You need a situation, a problem. You need this and that. It's kind of like that. Like, you can tell that somebody kind of looked up what the steps of writing a book, and then just followed that. But it is a debut novel, I think. What was that? I think. Hold on. There was another book that was the debut. Okay. Yes, it's her first novel, but the author has wrote a lot of plays and done a lot of theater, so you can kind of tell that, and the way she writes it out, the way she writes the story, it's very obvious what the character development is, and but the character development is good. It's just, I don't think I'm gonna give 0.5 stars for character development because of that. I didn't feel real enough. Thinking back on it, it didn't feel real enough. It was kind of forced, kind of well, this is what a story needs, so we just put this in there. It did, but it didn't. I can kind of tell that it's written, not just this is just somebody's life. So I'm gonna keep it at 3 stars. The twist, if I had never read it before, the twist would be 0.5 stars. So I think I'm gonna keep it at 3.5. Yeah, it was a good book. It's so close to 4 stars, but I'm not quite. So, yeah, it was a good book. And I recommend it to people who like plays, like theater. I recommend it to people. Fuck. I'm not sure. I like it. I do. And it's not a bad book. I'm not. It is really good. I really like it. I'm really interested in it. I really want to read more of it. I just don't know who to give it to, or say, hey, you should read this. And I'm not sure. I wouldn't give it 4 stars, but I'll give it 3.5. Maybe the next book will be 4 stars, because it is her first novel. So, yeah. Thank you for watching, and blessed be.